So guys, I need your help to build this tank. I've got some ideas of what I want to do, and as I mentioned before, it is a community tank, so I want input from you guys. So idea number one, and this is personally my favorite idea, is that it would be a self-sustaining reef ecosystem. So that basically means that I would not be putting in any artificial foods. Everything that goes into this tank in terms of food-wise would have to be grown in the tank itself. So I'm talking about things like phytoplankton, brine shrimp, but in addition, there would be no water changes on this tank either. It makes this build a bit more challenging on my end, but I think it would also highlight a lot of the technology and a lot of the advancements that have come within this industry. Idea number two is basically a no aquascape tank. So what you see here is what I would begin with. I had this idea because a lot of people put a lot of thought into rockscapes and everything, which I think is great. Like, you build some amazing rock work, and like what I did with both my tanks. But I also wanted to highlight that you don't need to start with a beautiful aquascape to have a beautiful tank. So the idea with this tank is that I would be gluing the corals directly to the glass bottom and to the back. And then as the corals grow over time, we would see an aquascape start to form, which is more representative of what you'd see out on the reef anyway. So idea number three is a suspended hanging reef. I'm not entirely sure how I'll do this yet. I'd have to suspend something from the roof, I'm guessing. But basically, similar to what I did with the upside down tank, it would pose a few different sort of engineering challenges. I'm not sure how I would suspend the aquascape, or how I would do an aquascape, or what it would look like, whether or not I might have lights underneath the tank. But that is idea number three. So idea number four, which I've actually had quite a few messages from you guys about, and I was thinking about doing an intertidal mangrove reef tank. This is something that I'm quite familiar with, as I've done a lot of work in these sorts of areas along the Great Barrier Reef. So this would involve getting things like mangroves, so having natural sort of filtration within the tank. So I'd have to have some sort of different lights up on top to accommodate for those. And then also trying to design this tank in a way that I can mimic the wave function of these intertidal areas and have corals that would also be best suited to these sorts of environments as well. So if you guys like these ideas or have any others, please leave a comment below. Over the coming weeks, I'll be putting up a poll, and the choice with the most amount of likes is what I will do with this tank. So keep an eye out for any future updates, and thanks for following along on this journey.